And welcome to the Josh Williams Podcast, sponsored by BMO Harris of Chicago and Brothers Bar and Grill in Eddy Street Commons. I'm now joined with newly signed of Miami of Ohio, Matt Smallbone. Matt, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Trying to stay out of the cold. Hey, let's talk about you, though. Let's talk about what you just endured this week. First off, walk me through this whole decision process of how many schools you had to choose from and when you finally knew that this was the school for you.
Well, immediately after my junior year, I started hearing and getting interest from schools, mainly in the MAC and the Big Ten a little bit. Some examples of schools that showed particular interest were Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, and then Ball State, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois, and of course Miami. Then there were several smaller schools and some Division II schools. Anyways, the summer before my junior year, I visited most of these schools and picked up several offers from them. I narrowed my options down to Central Michigan and Miami. I wanted to commit to a school as early as possible so I wouldn't need to have that on my mind during the season and in the school year.
Absolutely.
When I visited Miami, it felt like a connection to all the coaches. That just really reminded me of St. John's. Felt really welcomed.
Good. Now, you woke up signing day morning, and what was the first thought that went through your head, knowing that today's the day I'm going to sign with Miami?
Honestly, right when I woke up, I was ready to have it official. I've always joked with my coaches and told them that I was ready to sign the day I committed. So it's nice to know that's all taken care of.
Now, Matt, you had an outstanding career, and I look back at the 2011 numbers that you recorded: 83 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and this is some of the stats that some of these pro ballers are putting up. How did you get to this point where you were a force to be known, and where did this come about?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of strange to think of myself like that, but I'm just really blessed that I found a sport that I truly love, and with help from my family and my team and my coaches, I've been able to find some success in it.
It's truly outstanding, from where, talking with some of your former teammates, is there any one player in particular, any players or former or current teammates that, have helped you along the way or really showed you the way that this is the way we play, that kind of molded you into who you are today?
I'll never forget my sophomore year. It was my first year starting varsity. Our defense was pretty schematically tough to learn, especially as a sophomore. So our other inside linebacker, Connor Damaris, who was a senior at the time, basically took me under his wing. He was my mentor. There were times where I would be in the huddle and I'd forget an audible or a line call or something. He'd be there to help me out, just little things like that.
Now, Matt, talk about your coaches. Talk about your high school coaches, and what have they done, to get you to this point?
Honestly, I can't say enough about my high school coaches. St. Joe is spectacular. Every single one of them is dedicated to the team beyond belief. They are all very successful people, and they taught me how to play football, but also how to be a better person.
Now, has there been a coach in your career, one coach that went above and beyond to make sure you got to this point in your career?
Yeah, one definitely stands out, and that's Coach Steve Coops. He was my linebacker coach, and he'll always be my friend. He taught me everything, and I basically owe the whole world to him.
Wow. That's incredible. Now, Miami of Ohio, they got some pretty good linebackers there. One by the name of Trey Clifton. I'm not sure if you know him or not. He used to play here in South Bend for Clay.
Right, yeah.
Now, in your recruiting visits to Miami of Ohio, was there a player on the Red Hawks team that made you confident that this was the right place for me?
Yeah, when I went on my official visit, actually, I stayed with multiple players, but my host, his name was Jay Maslin. He made sure I was welcome and showed me a great time. Yeah, that really made me feel confident in Miami after that.
Good. Now talk about some of the recruiting steps that the Red Hawks took to make sure you came to Miami of Ohio.
Well, I was always in contact with the Miami coaches, right after my end of junior year, and I still am. But I visited there a few times unofficially. I was really treated well and felt really wanted by them. And then when I went on my official, it was even more so, felt even more wanted, felt even more comfortable around them, and basically built that relationship all the way to a friendship.
That's incredible. Now, let's look into your future, if we may. do you see yourself playing at the next level? And by the next level, I'm talking about the big leagues.
Right. Well, I mean, like, that's a huge transition, and I know that. And it's always been a dream of mine ever since I was little. Playing football at third grade, I remember I've always wanted to play college football, and it always seemed so far away, and now it's here. But I look forward to the next step, which will be, like, as I said, a big tradition. But I'm excited because with some work and time, I feel pretty confident.
You know, we were back here at the studios. We're watching some tape of you, and we were impressed. Matt, we were really impressed with the way your form tackling, your mechanics, your fundamentals were solid. Now, what do you think makes you a standout player?
Well, thank you. But personally, I like to hit. I've always enjoyed tackling, and my speed and lateral movement has helped me do so.
Now, how do you feel you're going to be able to stand out in the collegiate level? What is going to help you stand out apart from the other, 53 men who were on that team?
Right, yeah. Hopefully I can stand out by just getting better, being coachable. I'm going to be a freshman again, so I have a lot to learn.
Yeah, back to the bottom of the barrel. Now, many of your former teammates that we have talked with have called you a leader, and rightfully they should. Now, how do you plan on to continue leading at Miami of Ohio?
Well, I was blessed to have a team that had great players like Kevin McFadden, Ray Kowalski, Mike Swift, Neil Dowling, Connor Edmonds, who all have the ability to play at the next level. And to have them look at me for leadership was just an honor. And like I said, I'm going to be a freshman again, so I have a lot to learn, but hopefully I can lead by example.
Now, looking back on your high school career, what are some of the things that you're the most proud of that you can snap your finger and recall, say, hey, this is the moment that I'm going to look back for the rest of my life and say that we did this? What is that moment?
Well, both of our state runs, both my sophomore and junior year, were just, they were just eye-opening. I remember just being a little sophomore, and we started off the season, I think we were 0-5 at one point, and then we ended up turning it on and winning, 9 straight games or something. And just like that, the team bonding that we went through will be something that I'll never forget, and the team chemistry that we were able to build. And just all the things I learned, like how I never give up and perseverance. It's just something that I'll take with me for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, and rightfully you should. Now walk me through this 2011 season where you put up these incredible numbers. I mean, just absolutely incredible numbers. Walk me through this 2011 season and tell me what all happened to turn on this freak of nature mode that you went through. 83 tackles, 9 for losses. I mean, this was a hell of a year you put up there. Walk me through this season.
Well, thank you. I mean, I really do appreciate that. But honestly, I owe it to the coaches. They definitely stepped it up. Like after they realized that we had the ability to be a state title winner, that we honestly turned it up. The coaching staff and the players. The weight room definitely got way more intense. Off-season lifting, everything off-season practice, even in-season practice. 2-a-days were intense. Everything we had to do had a purpose to it, and our coaches definitely put us through a good test, but it paid off.
You know what is really remarkable to me is, looking back on that 2010-2011 season, it seemed like not many people gave you guys a lot of chance. You guys were the dark horse of South Bend. Nobody really gave you guys real creditation until you did it 2 years in a row. Now, what was that feeling for you to know that not many people believed in you, but yet your own team, it was kind of, the walls were built around you guys, and you guys had to, uplift yourself and find ways to do it with nobody believing in you. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we definitely were looked down on, especially after losing to some big schools like Penn High School and Ben Davis. But we kept our heads up. As a team, we knew that we were going to come together, and we just stayed strong. And I've always loved being the underdog. We had nothing to lose, and we played like that. And we just knew that we had to step it up and start working even harder and do what we had to do, because we all had dreams. We all wanted to fulfill those dreams, and we were willing to do whatever it took.
That's pretty admirable, Matt. Now, talk to me about, now that you can finally say that you're going to be a college football player. Talk to me about some of the goals that you have already started to establish for yourself that you want to accomplish at Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, I definitely want to stay in the weight room and get as big as possible because I know size is very important.
Absolutely.
And then also keep my speed up. But I'm sure Coach Harker there, their strength and conditioning coach, has a plan for us, and I'm ready for that. And I know that the next level is going to be very tough, and it's going to be full of ups and downs, and that's how it is everywhere. I mean, it's football. But I really do look forward to it, and some things that I'm going to try to work on is being a leader and just trying to make myself known and have a presence there.
It seems like you're going to have a fantastic career. Have you thought about maybe redshirting your freshman year? I know Trey Clifton did that while he was there, but he did his due to shoulder surgery. I mean, do you plan on redshirting your freshman year, or is this one of those things that you want to jump into it right now, right here, and go after it?
Well, I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to the coaches. But, I mean, I would love to play as soon as possible. But if they feel it's necessary to redshirt me, then I'm all for it and have that extra year to focus on weightlifting and getting stronger and bigger. Then they have a plan, so I would understand because, I mean, I'm only a freshman going in and they have juniors and seniors ahead of me. Right. So I would understand if they needed to redshirt me, but if they're ready to use me right away, then I'd be all for it.
Right. Now, you know, every one player has that one professional football player that they grew up watching and they kind of model their play after them. Who is the one professional football player, either former or current, that you model your play after?
I can honestly say that Clay Matthews is my favorite NFL player. I've always been a big Packers fan, and him and A.J. Hawk, they're just role models for me. I've followed his weightlifting program and everything, and I've seen some real results, and I know that he knows what he's doing, and I watched him play, and his technique and everything is just on point, and I hope to get to that level at some point.
Have you ever actually talked to Clay Matthews and sat down with him? And maybe
no, I wish. No.
You wish? Well, what if we tell you that we could make this happen, that you could get a one-on-one talk with Clay Matthews?
It would be a dream come true, that's for sure.
Well, you got to stay in touch with us, and we'll see what we can do here at Fox Sports and see if we can make that happen for you before you head off to Miami of Ohio. Now, you're graduating in May, right, or is this June?
In May, yes, at the end of May. But that would honestly be unreal, surreal, without a doubt.
Well, we're going to see what we can do to hold up our part and make this happen for you. That way, you could get some questions answered, you know, from your idol, and we'll see what we can do to make this happen for you, Matt. And
I would definitely appreciate that.
And you know what, Matt, we want to thank you for stopping on our show and really, congratulate you again, signing of Miami of Ohio. You're making South Bend proud, as you already know, and congratulations again, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
All right, no problem. All right, guys, that was Matt Smallbone of St. Joe High School. You're listening to the Josh Williams Podcast, sponsored by BMO Harris of Chicago and Brothers Bar and Grill in Eddy Street, Commerce. We will be right back with Tony Shedd of Tiffin University, who's going to walk us through what last year was like for his signing day. You're listening to the Josh Williams Podcast. We'll be right back after this.